Welcome back, everybody, to another event of the Bourne Network's Marble Championship Season 7. This is the Scoring Collision, an event we've seen in some other competitions, such as the Call Score Marble Championship. But here, it makes its debut in the Bourne Network's Marble Championship. I am Pesky Bird, joining Spenny in the commentary box for this event.
And what an interesting event we have here. Never before seen in the Bourne Network's Marble Championship. The demo team showing us how this is going to go. So each marble, or each team, I should say, will crash into each other right in the middle of that scoring grid. And where the marbles rest will be where they are scored. So if a marble rests on the 9, that is 9 points. If it's on the 1, it's 1 point. If they completely whiff the board, it is 0. As we start with our first heat, Team Clarity, Windbreakers, Flaming Cobras, and the Ultraviolets will start us off in Heat 1. And a bit of a slow start for the teams at the back of that top lane. And an interesting contact here. Let's unpack this. So we have one of the Windbreakers on that 9. That's going to be a good start for them. One of the Flaming Cobras got sent into the Foresters. Thankfully, it's a pretty soft landing. But the Windbreakers start with a massive 18. And the rest of the teams very low.
Here we see a bunch of marbles flying up the course. That is not what you want, because that'll be an automatic 0. But again, just literally anything that is not a 1-point ring here is going to be good, as the Ultraviolet's going to get a 7 and a 4 to 1. So that'll be 13, I believe. That'll be a really decent score for them. Definitely win this round of this heat here. But they did set... yeah.
13 points there for the Ultraviolets. That will win that round, but they're still not in the lead overall. As we go into the third round, there's 4 rounds for every heat. And every single round they switch positions in the gate. And so now the teams that were on the top row, or the top lane, now on the bottom lane. And how does that change things up? I think this is a pretty low-scoring round. Oh, but actually the Windbreakers again on that 9. And they're going to get a 13 here. The Windbreakers dominating this heat. And everyone else is very close. The Ultraviolets holding on with that 13 that they got in the second round. Final chance for these teams to score some points. Team Clarity especially need a big one here. And definitely not Team Clarity. The Flaming Cobras will rest on that 8. But one of the Ultraviolets is on the 5 or the 6. It's certainly not good for Team Clarity. It's definitely between the Flaming Cobras and the Ultraviolets for advancement here. And it is not going to be the Flaming Cobras. It will be the Ultraviolets hanging on to that advancement.
Yeah, some consistent scoring for the Ultraviolets in that final round was able to clear them comfortably past the Flaming Cobras here as we go on to the second heat. Diving Dolphins, Berry Blasters, Crossfires, and the Foresters here. Well, dive into there and nearly had 2 bullseyes there, but was 2 on the 9. The Diving Dolphins with an incredible round.
3 of their marbles in the... We got 1 in the 9, 1 in the 8, 1 curls back into the 7. A 27 for the Diving Dolphins, and the Berry Blasters the 14. Foresters with a 12. A very high-scoring round for everyone except the Crossfires there, who is the one team that really need this, with the Starlights coming in a later heat. Oh, and this one is a much lower-scoring round. We'll have to see how that adds up.
Crossfires heard your comment there, and they will be the best team in this one because they're the really only team to have a pretty high scoring here with I believe that will be a 5 here, and they only score 7 points in fact. So 13 for them. They still are in last. That is not really good for them. They need to pick it up if they want to stay in this championship. That they led for a little bit, they've fallen back, and here again it's not going to be a great one for really any teams here. Highest scoring will be a 3.
Yes, and one of the Foresters got pushed back onto the lane. So that almost was a 0. They're going to land on the 1, so it wasn't too much different anyway. Look at that, 8-7-7-5, extremely low scoring round. Or not as much so as the last, but still, it is going to be very close. This is the final chance. A lot of these teams really, or all 4 of these teams would love a good one here. The Foresters are going to rest on the 8. That might save them advancement. I see one of the Berries, one of the Crossfires off in the top right. I think the Foresters have gotten themselves advanced, but landing on that 8. Look at that. One of the crossfires almost hit the 8, but couldn't save the curl. And it is the Diving Dolphins, and the Foresters will take it over the Berry Blasters with that 8 and that 13 in that round. Now for the third heat. True Blue Crew, Iron Skies, Honey Badgers, and Team Watermelon for Heat 3.
We've seen throughout this event so far that getting double-digit scores in your rounds is very vital for advancement here. And I don't think we're going to see anywhere near that here, as we only get 2 marbles on the 2 ring and nobody else any closer. It's going to be a very poor showing for every single team here. We're definitely going to have to pick it up in the other round. 6, 5, 4, and 4. Extremely not great. But they still have 3 other chances to improve their scores. And bonus thing is that if you get in the top 2 here, your scores don't matter. It's only about advancing. And here we see the Honey Badgers get a really nice 9 there. That is definitely going to give them a nice points haul here in this round.
Yeah, it's one of the only high-scoring marbles there. One of the Team Watermelon is on the 3. That'll give him a 7. True Blue Crew with a very poor start, but the Honey Badgers stamping their desire to win this heat. As now they move to the top lane. Top lane moves to the bottom. Do we have high scoring? True Blue Crew has 2 marbles in the middle. The Honey Badgers have 1. Team Watermelon have 1. That's going to be high scoring for a lot of teams except the Iron Skies here. Or was that an Iron Sky? Maybe. I think it was actually the Iron Skies, not Team Watermelon up there. Yes. Look at that, a 20 for True Blue Crew. That gives them a 29. The Honey Badgers with a 12. They're still in the lead heading into the final hit. Here we go. Who's going to take it?
And it looks like the Honey Badgers are going to have another great one here. Is that one? No, it's just off the bullseye here. The Iron Skies, they fall apart in the final heat here. Nobody even in any of the other rings besides the ones. And they want to advance. I believe it'll be True Blue Crew and the Honey Badgers, and it is 53-43. The Iron Skies, they fall back to last because Team Watermelon with a 15 jumps them at the end. So go on to the next heat and the final of the 4 heats. Black Markers, Starlights, Team Horizon, and the Wayfinders.
The Starlights have seen that the Crossfires have had a disaster here. So if they advance, the championship is almost all theirs. Of course, there's 2 events left, but still, they want to get even further ahead of the Crossfires, as far ahead as they can. It's not looking like a good start for the Starlights, but it does for Team Horizon with an 11. The rest of the team struggling to get any sort of points. The Black Markers only 3. So it's looking good for Team Horizon after the first round. As we start round number 2 in the final heat. Does any marble stay in the middle? No. Another low-scoring round. That only helps Team Horizon because none of the other teams are going to make any ground on them.
Everybody flooding the middle there, so nobody's able to take advantage of the collisions to stay still. And the farthest we'll see is in the 2 ring, I believe. So everybody just sitting pretty comfortably to where they were in the first round. So not much changing here, but we swap the lanes here, and we go again. They crash into the middle there, and once again, we see a lot of them flooding out, but we do see one. They in the 7 there, and I believe that is 2 Starlights in the, I believe that's the 3 ring, so that'll be definitely a better points total for them. But I think Black Markers will probably get the advantage in this heat here.
Yes, they do. A 13 for the Black Markers. The Starlights lost so many marbles that those 3s didn't really help. So it is advantage Black Markers and Team Horizon going into the final collision. Do any marbles stay in the middle? We do have one up there in the 5. I can't quite tell who it is. I think it's one of the Wayfinders, and that's not good for the Starlights. So let's see how that shakes up here. Team Horizon, I think, not a high-scoring round, but I think they just consistently did enough. They're going to advance. Actually, the Black Markers take over Team Horizon, but look how close that round was, 28-24, and the Starlights are going to come a cropper. The Starlights are only going to get 14th here. In the 9th through 16th, they're still going to beat the Crossfires, though. Absolute disaster for our top 2 in the championship. Starlights only 2 points, Crossfires 1. Oh my goodness. Heading into the semifinals, Ultraviolets, Diving Dolphins, Windbreakers, and the True Blue Crew. If the Ultraviolets do well here, they could firmly put themselves back in this championship battle.
And so far, they're going to have an all-right score. The Diving Dolphins, though, they're going to have a pretty good score here, landing in that 8 zone, so they'll automatically put them ahead of the rest of the teams. Did see a lot of them fall to the top side there. The Ultraviolets pushing one of the Windbreakers off. Windbreakers and True Blue Crew 3 and 2 points respectively. That is not a great start. Well, the Diving Dolphins get a nice 12 to start off, but there are still 3 other rounds, so anything can happen here. They get released again here, crashing into the middle here. Ultraviolets had a good positioning, but then it fell back, and nobody's really going to have anything good here.
No, everybody's splaying wide. In fact, what was that? One of the Ultraviolets came close to staying on that 9, but difficulties with the curling, with the collisions, and they're going to fall to the wayside. Diving Dolphins still win the round with a 7, so an 8-point lead. Diving Dolphins looking to head to this final, but nothing is over yet. Still 2 whole rounds, and as we see, the Windbreakers are going to land on the 9, and that is the only high-scoring marble here.
I think we do not have a single marble fly off the course this round, so every team will score at least 5 points here, so kind of evens it out a little bit here. The Windbreakers with that 15 with a marble on the 9 jump the Ultraviolets into second place and an advancement spot, but there's still 1 heat remaining in this heat to decide who goes on to the final and who will get left behind. As they crash the middle here, the Ultraviolets are going to get 2 good placements here. Every single team getting in the top half of the points here. It's all going to come down to the map. Ultraviolets do have 2, the 1 in the 8 and 1 in the 5, which will definitely give them a good score here. And it'll be just enough, tying the Windbreakers, but they will go on to the final with a 16 in this round. The Windbreakers, heartbreak in front of their home fans, will not contend for a medal in this round.
Foresters, Black Markers, Team Horizon, and the Honey Badgers now in the second semifinal. Is any team going to get off to a good start? One of the Team Horizon members just shot off into the distance at the top of the camera. Someone's going to have to go and find them, make sure they haven't gone too far away. But we have one of the Black Markers and one of Team Horizon up there in the 8. And the rest of the marbles no higher than 3. So that's going to be a 13 for the Black Markers to start. Black Markers with the advantage after the first run.
They go in the second run of 4 here. And looks like nobody's going to get towards the middle in this run here. And yeah, not looking good for the Foresters, though. They have 2 that fall down to the near side here. Team Horizon nearly going into the stands there. But I think it'll be the best round for the Honey Badgers. Only a 7, so that round was pretty mediocre for all the teams here. So none of the positions really changed that much.
Third round of 4. The team switching lanes now. Let's see what they can do in the other lanes. A lot of marbles falling off to the what is that, the right side. Ooh, goodness me, I don't know my lefts and rights. Did anyone land in the middle there? One of the Foresters almost, but they got hit by a lagging Black Marker. But one of the Foresters still hanging on to that 7. That's going to give them a 10. The Foresters win this round, and suddenly it is very close. This is going to be an interesting final round.
It's really anybody's game here. Everybody within it, I think 5 points of each other, so it really comes down to this final round here. And Team Horizon is going to be the one to have the highest score here. I don't know if anybody really had that crazy of a round here, so it's really going to come off to who DNF'd and who placed where on this 2 and the 1s, and it will just be the Black Markers and the Honey Badgers by 1 and 2 points respectively, just edging out onto the final.
5th through 8th, the Windbreakers couldn't match that 43 they did in the heats, but that is still going to be the best of the non-finalists. Even worse so for True Blue Crew, a 43 to a 24. Goodness me. But here we go. Time for the medals to be decided. The third to last event of the season. Ultraviolets, Black Markers, Diving Dolphins, and the Honey Badgers could be going for their first medal in the Bourne Network's Marble Championship. and it is a slow start.
Honey Badgers, though, might have the advantage here. I do believe they have 1 on 3, so that might have them an early lead so far. Ultraviolets losing 1, Honey Badgers losing 1. Nobody really getting ahead of the others. It's 6-6-4-4 so far, but there are still 3 rounds to decide. It all comes down to the math. Who can get closest to that middle, or who can just sneak out a few extra points on those outer rings here. The goal is to stay in the middle here. The Ultraviolets look like they were going to do it. I believe there's another Honey Badger there who sits in the 4, so they're going to have another slight advantage in the second round.
These marbles are so competitive. They all want to land in that middle, so the argy-bargy that happens just splays everyone to the sides. The Honey Badgers are going to take a double digit here. That 10 is going to put the Honey Badgers in the driver's seat for their potential first medal. But now, switching lanes, 2 rounds left. Not a lot of time to catch up. And what's going to happen here? We have a marble on the 8. Is that the Ultraviolets?
I believe it is the Ultraviolets here, as they just are able to be squished in the middle with all that contact there. One of their marbles flying off the top side, but the Ultraviolets scoring 11 here, but they're still 5 points behind the Honey Badgers. We get another solid points finish with an 8 points. They need to claw back a really strong run here to stop the Honey Badgers from getting their first ever medal and a potential gold here. As they crash in the middle here, they nearly had one there, but the only one in the middle is going to be the Black Markers here. Will that be enough for the Honey Badgers here, or will the Black Markers with a really solid 9 come out of nowhere to steal the gold?
It is not enough for the Black Markers. They get close with a 12, but a 5 for the Honey Badgers barely sneaks them through, and it is not only a first medal for the Honey Badgers, it is gold. Congratulations to the Honey Badgers. Black Markers and the Ultraviolets will secure the bronze. Diving Dolphins put up a absolute stinker in that final, but 12 points is 12 points. I don't think they're going to be too ashamed of that. But congratulations to our JDL champions, our new promotees on the top step of the podium, finally showing us some of what they saw in the Junior Dual League. And the Black Markers and the Ultraviolets also vying for that title as well.
As we see here, Starlights now held a 10-point lead over the Crossfires. Black Markers jump up 2 into second place. Ultraviolets, even with that bronze, will lose a spot here. Next up, we have the Funnel Marathon with 9 teams still left in contention. Who will win?